So it's trying to defund Planned Parenthood. And I think this is an issue that should enrage the American public, particularly women, because it's an attack on them.
Democratic Senator Kirsten Gillibrand blasting a proposal by President Trump that calls for the return of a Reagan-era rule banning facilities like Planned Parenthood from providing abortions under the same roof as family planning clinics that receive federal tax dollars. The White House just issuing a statement saying in part, quote, the new proposed rule would not cut funds from the Title X program. Instead, it would ensure that taxpayers do not indirectly fund abortions. Contrary to recent media reports, HHS's proposal does not include the so-called gag rule on counseling about abortion that was part of the Reagan administration's Title X rule. Joining me now is Alexis McGill-Johnson. She is a former board chair and current board member of the Planned Parenthood Federation of America. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
When I look at the details of this, it's $286 million. Couldn't you raise that money on this issue alone, go out among people that want to fund you and be done with the government, not have to deal with this?
This isn't about fundraising for Planned Parenthood. In fact, it's way beyond Planned Parenthood. This is about a basic attack on women's health care. Title X, let's be clear what Title X does. Title X provides family planning resources for millions of low-income women. And Planned Parenthood certainly provides an over-index of that, right? We provide services to 41% of women. So the impact of that means that millions of women are not going to get access to birth control. They're not going to get access to cancer screenings. It means that doctors are not going to be allowed to offer them the full range of reproductive health care, including where and how to obtain an abortion.
Well,
and that is
let's address the first point first. This is what Kellyanne Conway had to say about that.
This is family planning money. And there are about 20 qualified women's health centers in this country for every one Planned Parenthood facility. And those qualified women's health centers, Bill, provide mammograms, STD screenings, contraception. What they don't provide is abortion.
So you know the argument. There are plenty of other places to go, is what the data seems to show.
Yeah, and so 2 points on that. The first is that the community health centers themselves are indicating the fact that they cannot absorb all the patients that Planned Parenthood takes. The second point is when you look at the map, it is like literally the example of Kellyanne Conway's alternative facts. There are podiatrists on the list and food banks on the list and dentists. And I don't know about you, but I don't go to my foot doctor to get my health care. So the idea that that we are trying to, and again, beyond Planned Parenthood, trying to have an attack on basic women's health is really what's at stake here.
Do you understand the argument of people out there who, feel very morally opposed to abortion, feel like it's murder, and they don't want their tax dollars going anywhere near that? And money is fungible. To say that it's kept in a separate part of the same group just doesn't sell to people who have a real moral opposition to this.
So no taxpayer money does go to abortion because of the Hyde Amendment. And the reality is that there are standards and there are laws and there are best practices around that are actually helping prevent that from happening. So what we're talking about here is money that is intended for basic health care, for family planning services, goes well beyond Planned Parenthood. It goes to the entirety of any health center, health provider that is going to provide abortion services. And that is really what's at stake here.
But why? I still go back to the first point, because, I'm a libertarian at heart. Why take tax dollars at all? The $286 million, I know you get a lot of other money from other parts of the government, but in this particular one, why take government money at all? You could have everyone off your back and just do what you could.
Planned Parenthood is providing a service in relationship to those tax dollars, providing a service for health care for women, okay? 1 in 5 women in their lives has been to a Planned Parenthood, right? To get basic health care service, to get family planning service, to have STI screenings, to have cancer screenings. And so...
But you charge for a lot of stuff. You could afford to stay in business without the government, and then you wouldn't need tax dollars, and you wouldn't have this conversation.
We are at the center of supporting women where they are in need, right? And that is the role of what we think taxpayer dollars should be doing.
All right, I hear you. Thank you for coming on today. We appreciate it.